Alright, let's see. It's TVZ. Let's see when you fuck up.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Not gonna be dizzy.
You need more supply depots.
There is almost no reason to ever scout this early against a Zerg. There's no reason. Even if he goes for a pool first, the Zerglings can't get there before you could easily wall in. There is pretty much, like, even if it, like, you have plenty of time to wall in, so you're just hurting your own economy by being a bitch. It's like, oh no, it's a Zerg, he could rush me. Unless he's literally fucking drone rushing, scouting this early. I mean, I'd say scout it like a minute and 20 seconds, and you'll still see Lings coming in, you'll still be able to wall off. Nothing else is gonna change, except if you scout this early, you're gonna see it and then have less money to deal with it, because you're not mining as much. You see the gas. You see the pool. You jerk off your SCV a little. Okay. There's no reason this SCV has to stick around, by the way. What are you gonna see here? I mean, maybe you'll see him start speed, but if it makes you feel more comfortable, sure, I guess that's fine.
The Grim Reaper has arrived. SCV ready.
There's no reason during this timing not to get a Marine, by the way. You are just sitting there with your barracks doing nothing and money for a Marine. You can build a Marine, and it can go maybe poke away, like maybe kill, probably just poke away Overlords. But it doesn't hurt to have, because it looks like you're going to go reactor Hellions. Well, unfortunately forgetting the reactor part of it, because you're microing. Well, so a key point of reactor Hellions is the reactor. Just wanna draw attention to that. So pretty much you're gonna sit there. The factory is gonna fucking hover hand the barracks while it finally finishes building its reactor, because we know the barracks said it would be ready in 5 minutes. Alright, my reactor will be done in 5 minutes, honey. Don't worry. Alright. Factory sitting out there. The car's running. Alright. 5 minutes, don't worry. 10 minutes fucking later, and maybe you're lucky if that reactor is done. Don't be that guy. You don't need that. That's a waste of money. Are you supply blocked? At 26 out of 46? Do you need a depot now? The only reason you have money is because you fucked up your Hellions, because you got your reactor late. So now everything's compounding. This money you're spending on a depot will make it less likely you're going to be able to get a third base early on. And when you don't get a third base, you don't get the economy. And if you don't get the economy, it won't matter how good your Hellions do, because he's going to be more ahead. So you've already compounded it by not getting the reactor, by getting this depot, by scouting so early. You're going to have a lot less money going into things that are useful than you should.
Add-ons finished.
SCV ready.
Do you need another depot? Are you supply blocked now? Does that seem like a valuable investment? Just gotta make sure you're thinking 5 or 10 years into the future, alright? I mean, you could get say, a third base, a third command center. I've heard those are pretty good, but instead we're going to get useless depots. That's fine.
SCV ready.
And 330 gas. I mean, that's okay. But this comes like, okay, now you have 300. Do you need these gas geysers? We're having the opposite problem now. Like, you're flip-flopping. You're flip-flopping more than Congress right now. No. The mineral lobby says we need to spend more minerals. But the gas lobby, we need to build more Vespine gas refineries. No, wait, we need more minerals. Make up your mind, because you're not doing either. You're not doing either well right now.
SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell. SCV ready. SCV ready.
Okay. You should have been able to afford your third command center here. You should have been able to afford your third command center. You're at 49 over 70 supply. If these 3 supply depots had been a command center, then you would have a third on the way, and then be able to get the same amount of factories. But instead, you made depots for the sake of making depots, not for the sake of getting unsupply blocked. So you're not going to have a third base. You're going to try to support this production. Eventually, you're going to desperately try to expand. And you haven't put on any pressure. So, I mean, like, everything... This is kind of like a Nicolas Cage. Your build is kind of like a Nicolas Cage movie. It's like, it's good. It's entertaining. But it's definitely not as good as it could be most of the time. And we're not talking like a Lord of War. We're talking whenever he plays anyone that isn't trying to save the Declaration of Independence. That's what we're talking right now. Because, like, this is a B-movie type of build. Because you need, I mean, we've got a third on the way now, but what is this? Fucking ring around the add-ons? What is this? What are you doing? You just spent like 20 seconds playing musical chairs with your fucking buildings. If you just built add-ons on them, it might have been quicker. And also, Hellions aren't designed to just sit at your base and say, "Welp, I have Hellions now." You're supposed to at least pretend like you want to pressure with them. So that way they can't get, like, 70 drones, and... Well, he doesn't get 70 drones. He doesn't make any drones because he's worse. But he could have, and you wouldn't have been able to do dick about it. And also, why are we getting a reactored starport? Like, what's the plan with that? Are you gonna go double Liberator? Are you gonna go have 1,200 gas, 800 minerals, a third command center done, nothing in production, and then micro one Banshee poorly? I'm sorry, I answered my own question.
Add-on complete.
Oh, we're doing the Thor drop build. Okay. Arguably. Okay.
SCV ready.
I mean, eventually we're gonna do the Thor drop build.
Mineral field depleted.
We'll get there eventually. Yeah. So, it's good you kept the Hellions alive. It's not good you kept the Hellions alive by just sitting in your base with them. Alright, at least pretend to pressure. But this is still gonna be a good attack. It's a good build. Okay, alright, oh, okay. You just dropped 2 Thors in his base. At least pretend to care about them. I get it, you're microing your macro now. But maybe pay a little bit of attention to the Thors. Alright, if you bank up, if you hit 1,000 minerals, I mean your supply block, so you gotta make depots, but if you hit 1,000 minerals, make a command center. Alright.
Ready to raise some hell.
And if you have the gas, make a factory. It's like I tell Zerg, it's the same with mech and with Zerg.
SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell.
We're running out of minerals back home.
Okay, at this point, you should be... How many SCV? 6 fucking 7 barracks. We both know you're gonna get supply blocked and forget to do shit while you're microing. Also, Blue Flame, Smart Servos, whatever on Drilling Claws, but there's no reason not to get Smart Servos, alright? It's 100. And Blue Flame, if you ever pretend like you're ever gonna harass and not use the Select All Army hotkey, would be good too.
SCV ready. Fueled up, ready to go. SCV ready. SCV.
Oh, there we go.
Field de-
Oh, there we go.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Okay, build more factories before you build 2 command centers. 1 command center and then more factories. Just because you have a mech army doesn't mean it can't be killed, contrary to Zerg belief. You're very bold. You're just running onto the fucking creep like you own the damn place. You don't. Why do you think that is something you could just do? I mean, he backed off and didn't engage with his locust. You shouldn't be getting away with this. You just fucking waltzed onto the creep. Also, if you were paying attention, you would have seen he has burrow move done. As you can see by his roaches having their little fucking fabulous little horns on them. Which should have been the cue to back off, but unfortunately. Well, I mean, you said your problem was having too much money, but the solution isn't necessarily more factories. Because it seems, even if you built more factories, all that would happen is there would be more factories not producing anything. That seems to be what would be the case. Yeah, you're just not building. Like, there's no solution here. I don't have a solution for you on how to spend your money. It's not that you didn't build enough factories, it's just that your factories are fucking sitting there doing nothing. Like, why do you go back? Okay, take your barracks off of your production hotkey, by the way. Also, you shouldn't need to switch your camera back home to produce. I don't know what's going on there, but you shouldn't need to switch your camera back home to produce. That's slowing you down and making it harder to control your army and actually make units. Like, that's a problem. That'll screw you as time goes on. Yeah, you shouldn't need to be clicking on your factories to produce units. You should be able to use just the selection and the control.
SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell.
I mean, you're gonna kill him, right? It would be very difficult to lose from here.
Fueled up, ready to go. SCV ready.
But when in doubt, like, if you really want to close it out, more starports. Ranged liberators. But yeah, like, you shouldn't be, you should take your barracks off your production control group. Actually pretend to use your Hellions. Yeah, you've got the right build, but, like, making 3 depots when you're already unsupply blocked instead of a 3rd command center. Making 2 additional gas geysers when you have 400 gas in the bank. Not building out of your factories. The upgrades were good. The build idea was good. You were very bold moving on to the creep, and that you should have been punished for that, but you weren't. You didn't actually pressure with your Hellions at all, which you will be punished for with competent players. But it's like it's a rough draft, okay? It's a rough draft. I can see where you're going, but it's ugly.